come to collect you for your surgery, is that okay?
Right.
In the UK, some 3 million major operations are carried out every year.
Nice big deep breath. We'll look after you, don't worry.
Only the country's top surgeons are skilled enough to take on the most critical cases.
Cameron, you all right?
Just take a couple of deep breaths.
If you're going to make a hole in someone, you better be sure what you're going to do.
Should we go for it? Right.
They're using pioneering techniques to treat conditions that used to kill.
A few years ago, these operations were felt to be too big or too dangerous.
But pushing the boundaries of modern medicine comes with great risk.
Just keep quiet for a second, please. If I move the blade too much, she's going to wake up unable to breathe.
Life is precious. It can vanish in a heartbeat.
Whoa!
You need to keep your head. Hold this. The heart is empty. We haven't got any volume at the top. If you panic, the patient can bleed to death.
The surgeons bear the ultimate responsibility.
I need it ASAP. I can't wait for this.
I'm not infallible. Failure is absolutely possible.
We are a team, but there's one person's name at the top of the bed.
Bloody hell.
This is what really happens behind the closed doors of their operating theatres.
This is a battle, us versus the Grim Reaper. And we're not going to lose.
The Queen Elizabeth Birmingham, one of the UK's biggest hospitals. Over 1 million people are treated here every year.
Lift, straight up to floor 4.
Tens of thousands will pass through the hospital's 42 operating theatres, where the latest surgical techniques transform and save patients' lives.
Just think of something nice and just lie back and relax.
Each day,
1, 2, 3.
over 130 different operations take place.
Just proceed.
Most are routine. In others, surgeons will perform procedures so risky, the tiniest mistake can have catastrophic consequences. One of these is scheduled for Theatre 21. Preparing for his day in theatre is one of the QE's top neurosurgeons, Ishmael Ogredar.
Every day I go and I pray. I have a spiritual check for looking after my patients. There's a side that reminds me that I'm human at the end of the day. And I'm not infallible. And I'm also answerable, and not just to our regulatory body, our colleagues, but also to humans as individuals and a higher being as well.
The brain surgery Ishmael performs requires absolute precision. There's no margin for error.
Failure is absolutely possible, and every single surgeon that I've worked with or under, I have seen them fail at something. But really, that's what drives me to make sure that I don't fail my patient. I do everything I can to reduce that risk for that patient.
Ishmael's operation today is so complex and unusual, it's only performed at a handful of hospitals in the UK.
You can see this area here, which is tumour. It's slightly different colour to this bit here, for example.
My patient's tumour is on his left frontal side, and that area is responsible for his speech. So the problem with that is that if you do damage the wrong area, then his speech function would be permanently damaged.
To help navigate around tumours like this, the QE was the first hospital in the UK to introduce a 3D brain mapping system.
Newer technologies like your navigation scans will tell you roughly where you are to within about 1 millimetre or 2, fairly accurately.
This pre-op mapping gives Ishmael a better idea of where the tumour sits and its boundary with the area of the brain relating to speech.
So what room are you in?
14.
14?
Nice view.
Ishmael's patient is 20-year-old Cameron.
The second I met Ishi, as in my surgeon, I knew straight away, I was like, I want him to do my surgery. He even said to me, I've got a fellow in Manchester, you can either go there and have him and be close to home, or you can stay here. But the second I met him, I was like, no, like, I don't want anyone else. Like, the second I met him, I thought, yeah, you're the guy to do it.
Yesterday, he was sat, I think it was his mum, wasn't it?
Cameron has travelled from Lancashire for the operation with his parents, Richard and Jackie.
Nice day.
Yeah, but I'm only sleeping all day, so it doesn't really matter to me.
How do you open it? Or do you just push?
Push.
Cameron was finishing his training as an army medic when he got a fever he couldn't shake off. So he went to the doctor.
When I first went in, they said, oh, we think it might be meningitis. And then they pulled me into a separate room, into a consultant room. The doctor at the time came in and he just said to me, we found out it's not meningitis. And he pulled it up on the screen and just said, yeah, we've found this tumour. And they just said, you need to ring your mum and dad.
Ish can't tell if Cameron's tumour is cancerous or not until a sample has been taken during surgery and tested. Removing as much of it as possible is vital.
We don't know exactly what type of tumour it is. So if it is something a bit more aggressive, the more we can take out as safely as possible, the better it is for his long-term prognosis.
Good morning.
Morning. How you doing? You all right? You made it down all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. You need to put a mark on the side. So we'll be going in there roughly. All right. You might be in one of the other.
What makes Cameron's brain surgery different from most major operations is that during much of the procedure, he'll be awake.
When I first found out you'll be awake while your brain will be open, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know. When I wake up, I don't know how I'm going to feel. Because you don't know, do you? It's like the unknown.
Morning, sir. I'm the anesthetic consultant.
Anaesthetist Harry Kravidi is in charge of putting Cameron to sleep, then waking him up.
We do the first part of sleep to get all the painful, uncomfortable bits out of the way. And then Harry will lighten the sedation and start waking them up.
You'll hear us telling to open your eyes. And most important thing you have to remember is not to move your head, because head is fixed.
Cameron needs to be awake during the operation because his tumour, about the size of a ping pong ball, will be probed millimetre by millimetre using electric stimulation while he's encouraged to talk. If Cameron's speech falters, Ish knows he can't remove that area of brain tissue, or else he risks leaving Cameron unable to communicate.
There is a bit of dilemma in wanting to take out as much tumour as possible, ideally all of it, and balancing that with the risk of harming the patient. The consequences of taking the wrong bit of brain tissue can be catastrophic. It can be really life-changing, and it can turn somebody who's very independent and able to being completely dependent.
Any questions?
No.
No?
No.
I'll set to go.
Oh, just leave me in your capable hands.
Thank you very much. I think we're almost ready, so I'm going to nip down to theatre to make sure everything's sorted. Good. All right?
Okay, thank you.
We'll
Okay, we'll see you then.
See you in a bit. All right. Okay.
Cheers, thank you. As a father, watching him go, especially because you're helpless, it's tough, very tough.
We're being very positive around him. I don't want him to see me getting upset because he'll get upset. But yeah, he's going to go through a lot and it's going to change his life.
When we wake you up, we'll have a little chat to begin with, make sure you're awake enough and that you're feeling comfortable. And then we'll start with the picture naming one.
Working alongside Ish is speech therapist Becky Marr. She needs to keep Cameron talking constantly once he's awake.
As Ish is stimulating parts of that tumour and the brain surrounding it to assess if there's a change in speech. I think the main thing is, out of everything in theatre, that patient can only see your face. So your every kind of communication they have will be stimulating different parts of the tumour. So if there's any difficulties, I can let Ish know, and then we know not to take that part.
So Becky's like a little force of nature. It really does take charge of the patient. So as soon as they wake up, they see her face. And so it's quite nice, from my perspective, to have somebody who's very engaged with the patient.
This is the computer we'll be using today. So as we're moving around the tumour, we go through the pictures. After each picture, I need you to say, "It is," and the name of the picture for me. Exactly. Any questions for me, Cameron?
I'm happy.
No problem. So I'll be seeing you when you wake up?
See you when you wake up.
Perfect.
All set? Good.
Whenever we have a surgery, we'll speak before and we kind of have a bit of a game plan, if you like. So you have to be really confident that you know what you're doing, each of you trust how you're communicating, and then you know you're going to get the better outcome.
Becky and Ish have assessed Cameron to check if he's psychologically robust enough to cope with being awake during the operation.
I'm not nervous about surgery. I'm nervous about afterwards. I could wake up and be like, I can't speak. So that's what I'm dreading.
Ready for us to come in? Yeah. I feel like I'm about to go to war.
You ready?
Two in each site.
Ish clamps Cameron's head so it can't move during the operation.
Okay, pins going in. Nice and gentle, nice and gentle. There's plenty of support in there. That's nice. Very nice, yeah.
Okay, can we confirm who this patient is?
Cameron Ray.
Yeah. Ish?
Yeah.
Duration of surgery?
Most of the morning, early afternoon.
5 to 6 hours?
4 or 5.
To get access to Cameron's tumour, Ish needs to cut through the scalp, skull, and the fine membrane surrounding the brain.
Usually it's fairly simple at this stage. It becomes very much routine. But all the time you're thinking a little bit further ahead about your approach, about your tumour, about your vessels. So you're always a few steps ahead.
Cameron's brain is now revealed.
Every time I open the skull and I see the brain pulsating away, I look at it and go, wow, what a wonderful piece of machine that is. Because it really does define who you are. It really defines you as a human, as an individual being. You do stop and think, wow, that is brain, and there is tumour in there, and you're going to try and help them as much as you can.
Leading cardiothoracic surgeon George Mascaro is also taking on a procedure in which even the smallest mistake can have life-changing consequences.
Surgery is not a competition, but probably the ability to undertake big operations and difficult operations has something to do with that inside will of pushing yourself.
He's preparing to perform an operation widely considered to be one of the most dangerous. Replacing a long segment of the aorta, the body's largest artery.
The aorta is a tube, however, a very important tube, because distributes blood from the heart to the whole body.
Oh, that's a nice view. Yeah. Lovely.
71-year-old grandmother of 2, Maggie, has a thoracoabdominal aortic aneurysm. Her aorta is swollen and could rupture at any time, causing a fatal bleed. Until it was discovered, Maggie believed she was fit and well.
You sort of like live your life on a shelf. You're too frightened to move in case it bursts. I haven't got an alternative. It is just living on the edge. Hello, daughter. You got my belongings.
Living with the aneurysm, it's unbearable that you know that they could blow at any time and There's almost zero chance of her recovery if that happened. She's finding all this a bit scary, to be honest, because it's out of her control. She's living with a time bomb.
Maggie's aorta, the main artery for distributing blood around the body, has 2 aneurysms. Abnormal weak spots where the artery walls are bulging and in danger of rupturing at any moment. In her operation, a 24-centimetre section of her aorta will be detached and replaced with a synthetic tube.
The operation is not just about replacing the aorta, but it's also to re-establish the connections as quick as possible with the different organs that the aorta supply.
The Queen Elizabeth Hospital is one of only 2 in the UK that regularly performs this procedure.
The risk of dying is a clear risk in an operation this big. There is also risk of stroke. There is also risk of paraplegia.
As a result of the operation, around 1 in 10 patients die.
I've got so much to live for.
I'll pop those down.
I've still got a bucket list and I'm not halfway through that. I can't just give up.
Hi, how are you?
Terrified.
Why?
I don't know.
No?
Yeah.
It'll be okay. Okay? I just wanted to say hello now. I was doing a heart transplant last night, so that's why I didn't come up to the ward. But it was busy yesterday, yeah. But it's okay.
But you've had your lunch.
Yes,
You've
yes.
had breakfast.
And a nice sleep as well. So
You've done more than
everything is in place for today. Okay,
Yeah.
I will see you. I will see you later, yeah?
Okay.
Bye. Take care.
Mr. Mascaro, he's going to do his magic on me. He's the man that can do it. My hopes are all set on him.
I don't think that surgeons are superheroes. I think surgeons are just one more professional, and a good surgeon is a good surgeon because he's well supported. He's supported by a good team.
In the QE's theatres, there are usually 7 or 8 clinicians involved in each procedure. The team assembling for Maggie's operation outside Theatre 7 today is 15 people strong.
Today we have got Maggie. She was referred for a thoracoabdominal aortic aneurysm. Now the aneurysm has reached criteria for replacement, so we're going to do a thoracoabdominal aneurysm repair. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. You bring out of that team the best of them, and that makes you a good surgeon. On your own, you probably will fail.
With an operation of this magnitude, George and his team may be operating for 10 hours.
All right, off we go.
We're going to shift a little bit here, this way, and turn, yeah?
Okay.
That's it, perfecto. In order to have good access to the aorta, the incision needs to be a big one.
George must cut from just under Maggie's armpit, around the front of her chest, and down to her lower abdomen.
The aorta runs from the level of your neck all the way down to your pelvis. So when you need to operate on something that is that long, you can imagine the extension of the incision. The aorta, you know, runs at the back, so we need to go all the way round and dissect all of this free.
As he exposes the aorta, George needs to navigate with great accuracy, avoiding important blood vessels and major organs.
These here are lymph nodes, yeah? Careful, careful, careful. They bleed. Lymph nodes bleed very easy.
With the upper part of Maggie's aorta exposed, George has to decide how much of it needs to be replaced.
Okay. Now the aorta here is quite smooth and regular, yeah? So we can replace it from here down, yeah? And the aorta remains sort of bulging here. And as we go further down, the aorta is quite unhealthy in this portion as well. So we're going to replace all the way down to this level. Yeah.
George is now ready to start the most important and dangerous part of the operation, detaching a large section of Maggie's aorta and replacing it with a synthetic one. This highly engineered section of tube is made at a factory in Scotland. It's manufactured in clean rooms where the air is changed regularly through a high-tech filtration system. The fabric is made of polyester yarn and woven by machine. The geometric arrangement of the weave makes it strong, but also allows the surgeon's needle to pass through the fabric easily when it's being stitched into the body's tissues. The fabric is made mechanically, but the branches that extend off the main tube are attached in a more traditional way.
Over the years, we've looked at a number of different ways where it could be done using a mechanical means, but there's no substitute for the human hand and the sewing technique. It's the only way to achieve the precision required for such a device.
It takes 200 individual stitches to sew in just one branch.
This will be my 2,999th graft. So if I had done another one today, you maybe would have caught my 3,000.
The tube is only finished after it's impregnated with a unique gelatin. This acts as a sealant to prevent blood from leaking out. Over time, it disperses, allowing the body's natural tissues to heal around the synthetic material.
I've done like fashion, but it's a bit better when you're making something that's actually worth making. Saving life's by proxy, that's what everybody always says when they find out what I'm doing.
By late morning, many theatres at the Queen Elizabeth have had their first patients come and go. But in Theatre 21, brain surgeon Ishmael Ugradar is still in the early stages of his awake craniotomy on 20-year-old Cameron.
The cerebral border, coming around here. Some of his speech will be smack bang in there. We're waking up, yeah, Harry?
Yes, yeah.
Normally, it's the anaesthetist's job to ensure the patient is unconscious. But in an awake craniotomy, they have to wake the patient up.
Cameron, just waking up.
When I'm waiting, it can be a bit tense at that point. You're wondering, is the patient going to wake up enough? Are they going to be able to engage?
Nice deep breaths. Take some nice deep breaths, okay?
The longer it takes, you do get more and more worried, and you get a little bit more frustrated as well. Your whole purpose of doing that operation is to do it with them functioning with their speech.
Cameron.
Even though you hope you screen for anyone that might be anxious, you never fully know what they'll be like on the day. Cameron, it's Becky.
You're just
here.
waking up.
You hold on to me.
Up.
Just give him a few minutes to come round a bit more.
Hi, Cameron. Cameron, here's my hand, okay? Just slowly wake up for us. Doing really well. Cameron, can you try and do me a really loud ah? Good. You forgot you were in surgery. Can you remember now? Is your brain out? We can see it.
They suddenly wake up through the operation. You remember there's a body at the end of it. There's Cameron at the end of it. And it kind of personalises the whole operation again, because you start talking and interacting with them as you're operating.
Cameron, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got a thumbs up. He said you're doing a good job-ish.
Am I? Oh, right. Haven't started yet.
I like that process of engaging because it constantly reminding me what I'm doing, why I'm doing it awake, and what's at stake.
With Cameron awake, Ish and Becky must work closely to map what is tumour and what is brain. That way they can take out as much of the growth as possible without causing permanent damage.
It can be quite easy to get lost in the brain if you're not careful. Tumours and brain tissue can look extremely similar. So sometimes we have millimetres to operate in these areas.
So what we're going to do is we'll do a quick run through of pictures and then we'll start the stimulation at the same time. So if anything's difficult when we stimulate, I'll be saying error and letting Ish know.
We'll start stimulating through the brain. What we do is we send little bits of electrical current, and while we're doing that, we're testing their speech.
If the current interrupts electrical signals between nerve cells associated with speech, then Cameron will have trouble speaking.
If we find a problem during that process, we know that's an area where we can't go into. And in that way, we'll map safe and unsafe areas.
So it is, and the name of the picture for me.
Star.
Yeah. Well done, nice and loud for me, Cameron.
The horse.
Perfect.
Statue. The spoon.
Error. Semantic. There's different errors you can get with speech and language. A semantic error is when you say a word that's kind of within the same topic. So, for example, if the picture was of a chair and you said table. Error phonemic. You'll have phonemic errors where instead of saying chair, it might be share. So you've got a sound difference on that word.
When Becky calls an error, Cameron's brain is saying you're about to cause a problem here. There's about to be function at risk here. So it's a warning shot to us.
Error.
That's Roy's ventral premotor speech.
Arrest. A speech arrest is where you have like a complete block of speech. So a lot of the time, patients will be like, you'll have little attempts at sound, but you're not really getting anything coming out. Arrest. At this point, patients actually look quite scared.
Cameron,
Don't
you all
worry.
right?
Cameron, tell me your surname.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really appreciate what it's like to be awake during a procedure. And I think if you ask most people from the outset, they'll be anxious and scared.
You're doing so well. Especially when he gets a speech arrest, that's when he really, really gets upset. And I think that's when it reminds him, this is what could happen if the surgery didn't go to plan. Cameron, just take a couple of deep breaths. It's okay. It's okay.
Suddenly they find themselves awake, with their head open, with their brain out, with somebody saying talk, and they can't move their head. It can be quite overwhelming, I think.
Cameron, you all right?
Yes.
What's wrong?
That's all right.
A bit emotional.
Does it all feel a bit of a shock?
Just relax.
Take a minute, don't worry.
At that moment, I'm thinking, have I made the right decision in assessing his suitability for being able to tolerate an awake procedure? Because he was clearly quite upset. Would I be able to proceed? Am I going to have to close up and come back another day? Are we going to carry on or not?
Things do go wrong. Anything can happen with Cameron while he's actually being operated on. There's lots of things after, but we just need to get this hurdle over with, and then we'll start the rest of the journey. At the end of this, he just wants to be a soldier and be in the army, and hopefully can get back to that stage. Once he wakes up, then we'll see.
In many of the Queen Elizabeth theatres, 2 or 3 procedures are performed every day. But by noon, George and his team in Theatre 7 are still in the first stage of the operation to replace Maggie's aorta.
Yeah, you can see that there is an aneurysm as well. So here we're going to put our first clamp.
Once you have exposed the whole of the aorta, you're ready to start the proper operation.
In order to replace the damaged section of aorta, George must first stop the blood flowing through it by clamping it at the top and bottom, and clamping the 4 branching vessels which carry blood to Maggie's major organs.
We're going to clamp here so that we can sequentially move up, yeah? Give me a clamp now, one of those batteries, yeah? The large one, that's it. So now we're going to clamp here in between, yeah? We need to put a clamp up here, yeah? Which is where we are going to end our anastomosis, yeah? So we're going on bypass now. Okay, Ram, on the pump, please.
Thank you.
Normally the heart pumps blood to every part of the body. And during Maggie's operation, blood will still flow from her heart to her upper body and brain. But with her aorta clamped, blood cannot flow from Maggie's heart into her lower body. So a bypass machine will take over this stretch of Maggie's circulation. Some of her blood will be rerouted to the machine, oxygenated, and delivered into her lower body. There it will rejoin her circulatory system and then flow back through her veins to her heart, ready to be pumped round her body all over again.
Temperature of 34 degrees, correct?
32.
32, thank you.
Perfusionist Ram Gohil is in charge of the bypass process.
Maggie's circulation is still one big joined-up system throughout her body. We are adding a detour for one short section of the journey.
Ram must regulate the delicate balance between the amount of blood flowing into the bypass machine and the amount left to supply the upper body and brain.
Getting the right balance, getting the right amount of flow to the brain, getting the right amount of flow to the lower part of the body, making sure everything runs smoothly. Things can go wrong, so you do have to be ready.
Lung remains ventilated, yeah?
Yes, lung remain ventilated.
Thank you.
Anaesthetist Harry Singh must keep a close eye on Maggie's vital signs to ensure her brain is getting enough oxygenated blood.
And Ram?
Harry?
We'll titrate the CO2, isn't it?
There is a triangle between surgeon, perfusionist, and anaesthetist. And this triangle of communication is vital for the success of the operation. So we're opening the aorta now, yeah?
George detaches Maggie's aorta.
Okay.
Your flow is running okay?
Flows are fine, sats are good.
Careful with the stitch. Careful with the stitch. That's it.
He can now begin the exacting process of stitching the synthetic aorta into place, starting at the bottom.
Come down on your flow, Ram, please.
Thank you.
Okay. Come back up on your flow, please.
Back to where we were, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, give me, oops, where is bleeding from this? Quite a big bleed from here. Here. Ram?
Yeah.
Come down on your flow, please.
That flow is down.
Right down, yeah?
Yeah.
You need to see behind, yeah?
Fully clamped.
That's why it's bleeding, yeah?
Maggie is bleeding rapidly where George is trying to stitch in the new aorta. It could be a sign that the blood pressure's too high in her lower body.
We can see that. Finger away. Flow down.
Down.
Yeah. I don't know why you are so much pressure in the lower body.
With the way you're stitching, does it feel like the pressure is very high?
Very high, yeah.
Okay, Ram.
Very high.
So we need to tweak the volume down.
I have, yeah. You see, that's not reading right. You see, that's completely empty there.
Flow down, please.
That is down.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of flow going to the bottom half of the body, and it can actually loosen the sutures.
Lots of pressure here, mate.
Yeah. Is there?
Yeah. It's huge.
That's off. That is virtually off there.
What's off?
The pump.
She looks quite pale as well. We need to give some blood. Get some blood, please.
Ram, the tension here is just too much.
Despite reducing the flow from the bypass machine, the blood pressure in Maggie's lower body is still rising too high. As well as making her bleed dangerously, it means that blood isn't circulating around her system properly.
It is a very stressful situation.
Just
there we go, back down the flow.
Something is not right.
Okay. Give me a
Belmont
swab,
here.
please. Give me a swab. Have a 24mm anti-flow graph, please. Hold this. No, with your hand, with your hand. Give me a clamp, please. The heart is empty. We haven't got any volume at the top.
It seems there's a blockage somewhere in the veins that carry blood from Maggie's lower body to her heart. It's not only stopping the blood flow and causing pressure in her lower body to rise, it's also restricting the amount of blood available to be pumped to her upper body and brain.
If the brain doesn't get the blood supply that it needs, the patient can stroke or the patient can die.
So are we obstructing somewhere, George?
I don't know.
Very tense. Okay, think it through, think it through. We want to solve it as quickly as possible because the longer it is, the less safe it is.
Your blood pressure at the top is not coming up.
No, it's not. You see, this is
so much, isn't it?
No.
The team can't identify what's causing the blockage. Their best option is to try and reroute Maggie's blood supply around the problem.
I tell you what, give me purse string. Give me purse string. Long needle holder. And give me a Femflex cannula, please, or something like that. Hang on, I'm going to put a cannula. Have we got a cannula?
We got this.
Yeah, okay.
George put a special pipe in Maggie's circulation in the top half so that perfusionists can directly transfer some of the circulation from lower half of the body to the upper half of the body.
Getting the rapid infuser out, getting the units of blood out.
Hold that, please.
By inserting a cannula into an artery in Maggie's lower body, perfusionist Ram can now divert blood directly to Maggie's heart, past the blockage. He should now be able to start supplying her brain with the blood it urgently needs.
Right, so you are perfusing the body and the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's coming back now. Just see where we are with this.
Sats coming up?
Sats are okay now. Just come up to 55, 60.
The bypass machine is now circulating blood around Maggie's entire body. The team must wait for her to stabilise.
But the head has been low 15 minutes at least.
How low?
Low as in 35, 40.
Before the team managed to restore her circulation, the flow of blood to Maggie's brain was reduced. There's a risk this has caused a stroke.
Something might have happened, but we won't know until she wakes up and we know how she is.
With Cameron now calmer, Ish and his team can resume their awake brain surgery in Theatre 21 and start removing his tumour.
Good. Keep going for me.
Cameron, we'll start to take tumour out for you. Okay. You keep talking to Becky.
I remember you telling me when I last saw you about your car.
Oh, yeah. I've sold it. Right?
You sold it? I remember you saying it was for sale.
We'll start taking out the tumour, and we're constantly monitoring and mapping and stimulating as we're going along. And we'll repeat that process until we're either taking out as much tumour as we can, or we reach a problem in their function, and that's when we know when to stop.
Cameron, open your eyes for me.
What was it? 25.
Struggling, still arrest.
You all right, Cameron?
There's a lot of communication between me and Dish. Error. You need to be able to trust one another, that he can trust where I'm identifying things, but also that I can trust that he's going to listen when I say, we're having errors, please do not take that part. That's okay.
That's fine, that's fine. That's what we want to see. We want to see you stopping like that, yeah? That's good.
So don't be worried when that happens, Cameron. It means we know exactly where we are.
So we've defined some of the boundaries here, so we can't go into this bit here at all.
For Cameron, the biggest challenge is the blood vessels that were bleeding and oozing, because we're in very close proximity to the main parent blood vessel supplying that part of the brain.
Suction. You can have both suctions up, please. You can have the bigger sucker there as well.
So that's a little bit tricky to sort out without damaging the blood vessels or sending them into spasm to cause a stroke.
So what made you decide on the army?
Just the career, like, I've always wanted to help people. Being a car surgeon.
I lost that a little bit at the end. Say this again for me. Speech arrest. The most alarm bells rise when it's a speech arrest, because you know if that part of the tumour was taken, that could potentially be how they attempt to speak for the rest of their lives.
All the time you're thinking, if things are not going to plan, is it something that you've done or not done that's caused that problem? I don't panic. I don't get panicked that easily. But you do worry a lot, and you do get very anxious about what's going to happen, whether you can proceed, or has there been a consequence to them that may or may not be reversible.
Cameron, you all right?
The consequences of a complication for Cameron would involve being completely paralysed down the right side and unable to talk.
Error.
Too much chatter. You ask them to be quiet as well, please, down there.
It can be quite daunting during those periods.
Cameron, I'm afraid I'm going to make you still talk to me, though. Now the months of the year.
January, February, March, April, June, July.
Oh, we've missed one out. What's after April? Begins with the letter M. It's okay. April, May.
But usually they get through it and they bounce back.
So Cameron, we've got a ping-pong size hole in your head at the moment where the tumour was. Okay? We're taking a bit more now. We'll keep going until you can tolerate it, all right?
As Ish removes sections of tumour, they're prepped and sent to pathology to determine if they're cancerous.
Try and stay awake for me, okay?
Although it would be preferable to remove the entire tumour, Ish has taken out around 80%.
I can see that some of his tumour is extending into his speech area, and so I've decided not to take that for fear of causing permanent damage to him.
So they're just closing everything up, so you'll feel things moving more.
It's nice though.
Yeah?
Good.
I think you're the only person I've known that said that.
The disc of skull is put back into place and secured with screws. Cameron has been in theatre for almost 6 hours.
I'm reasonably happy with how the case had gone, but I don't think I could have taken any more, so reasonably satisfied as to what we'd achieved.
Birmingham. This could be it. Hello? Oh, yeah, speaking. Thank you very much. Ta.
I did hear her say it's all gone well.
That's good. That's the news we've been waiting for. He's actually come out, he's in recovery room, he's awake, and he feels good.
Oh. Hi, lads.
What?
The operation seems to have gone well, but it'll be a few weeks until they know if Cameron's speech has been affected and whether the tumour is malignant. By afternoon, Some 70 operations will usually be completed at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. George and his team in Theatre 7 are still in the middle of Maggie's operation. They're waiting for her to stabilise after putting her entire body on bypass. They still don't know if the lack of blood to her brain has caused any damage.
There is a point of no return. And when you get to that point of no return, you just need to carry on your operation to the end. So you need to stay cool, and you need to be able to control your emotions for the sake of the patient.
We need to deal with it and then carry on with the operation. And this is where I like George, where he would just stand and carry on at the same pace, with the same vigor, and expect the best, you know.
Okay, and let's try to carry on the operation, yeah?
George needs to continue attaching Maggie's new synthetic aorta to her blood supply.
We rejoin the main tube first. Now we can concentrate in rejoining these branches that arise from the aorta for the liver, bowels, kidneys, and so on. Right kidney is in.
Thank you.
Now we do the left renal, which is just here, yeah? It's here.
It's painstaking work. The branches are small, and George is trying to connect them to blood vessels that are unhealthy, so they are thin and fragile.
There. Left kidney is in. Oh gosh, what's bleeding now? This is going from bad to worse. Where is the blood coming from? In moments of emergency, you need to keep your head. If you panic, if you lose control, then it's very likely that your team around will start losing control as well. Give me. It is dissecting from somewhere, and I don't know where from.
There's a new serious bleed they need to control.
This is bad. This is bad. Something is happening that I don't like. At this point of the operation, Maggie is at risk of anything. If we cannot stop the bleed, patient can bleed to death. Anything can happen.
I think we are in a little bit of trouble, George.
Yeah?
We
Tell
got
me.
a lot of blood coming out.
No, I know where it is. I think it's the right kidney. Okay, yeah, it is the right kidney. Was dissecting.
I think all the aorta and the vessels are very unhealthy. They don't host it.
It's everything very unhealthy. I agree with that.
Because the vessels are so weak, a branch George stitched in has come undone.
I'm redoing the right kidney. I need to stitch quickly, but those stitches I need to make sure that they're going to be strong enough to support the aorta. So the right renal artery is back in now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully that's going to be okay. All right?
We're nearly there. We are nearly there.
All the branches of the synthetic aorta are now connected to Maggie's body.
We need to check our joints. Here, looks okay actually. Flow down.
Down.
Clamp the arterial there, yeah, clamp it.
Okay, clamping.
Flows back up.
Yeah. Everything open?
All open.
Thank you.
After 6 hours in theatre, it's now time to test the new aorta. They're ready to open all the connections, let blood flow through it, and take Maggie off bypass.
Okay, Ram?
Yeah.
All yours.
And coming down now, thank you.
Coming down to half flow.
Yeah.
This type of operation, there is a risk at every single level.
That's half flow. Down to quarter.
Coming down to quarter flow.
Thank you.
Once you're coming off the bypass machine, one of the biggest fear is, will the heart cope with its own function after such a long operation? So there's always a degree of uncertainty.
Quarter.
Enough bypass when you're ready.
That's off bypass.
Off bypass. All good?
Yes, we're okay.
The patient now is maintaining her circulation by herself.
Maggie's new aorta, 24 centimeters of synthetic tube, is doing its job.
Now we're closing the abdominal muscles. The closure of these patients is almost another operation. I'm thinking that this has been a very stressful day. I would have liked it to have gone easier, but some operations don't. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
We're finished. We're done. And everything looks okay, yeah?
Until Maggie wakes up, George won't know if she's suffered a stroke during the operation.
We always try to look for a possibility to help the patient. But medicine is driven by human beings, and there's always a limit to how much we can do. And it is very sad, but sometimes we just can't help people beyond of our means.
It's 2 weeks since Cameron had his awake craniotomy.
Up tonight it's been really good, so hopefully it stays like this.
The operation has had no lasting impact on his speech. Today, he's seeing Ish for the biopsy results on his tumour.
Cameron, come on in, come on in. How are you doing? You all right?
That's what I think.
You all right? Yeah, not bad. Good, your speech already sounds a bit better. Come and take a seat for me. So if I just show you your first set of scans, it's this area that we were interested in here. Yeah. So if we go to your post-op scan, they think all the solid bit is out. So the scan looks good and you look good. So then we go backwards and we talk about the diagnosis again. So just to go backwards, so we talk about gliomas as being two broad categories. So low-grade gliomas and high-grade gliomas. The difference between the two is that the high-grade gliomas are the cancers. Okay? And so the low grades are grades 1 and 2, the high grades are 3 and 4. Okay? Yours, unfortunately, has come back as a grade 3, which isn't quite an aggressive grade 4 cancer, not quite a grade 2, which is what we were hoping for, but somewhere in between. What it means is technically that this is a cancer of sorts, of the brain. But what it does mean is that we would recommend chemoradiotherapy if it had been grade 2, we might have said, sit tight a little bit. We'll do another scan, see how it goes. But I think with that, with them saying it is a grade 3, we think it's probably worth giving you treatment earlier rather than later. So, not the best news we could have had, and it's nothing that you've done or not done that's caused this. So it's just very bad luck, I'm afraid, very, very bad luck. Ultimately, I guess the real challenge is having to give him his bad news that he's had a cancer. Unfortunately, we can't cure it. So his prognosis would be measured in years rather than decades, unfortunately. Especially when it's somebody so young like Cameron. It really hits home.
Following her operation, Maggie had to spend several weeks recovering in hospital. Tests revealed she had suffered a stroke during the operation, affecting the right side of her body. When she left hospital, Maggie was unable to walk.
Just in case you don't come out and call you, you might just have to watch for your name up on that screen over there.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Now, after 3 months, she's back at the Queen Elizabeth for a checkup with her surgeon, George Mascaro.
Maggie, would you like to come through?
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Maggie's new synthetic aorta is functioning well, so George wants to check how she's recovering from the stroke.
Hey.
We need to assess your strengths to see how strong you are.
Right, okay.
Excellent. Excellent.
I tend to drag my one leg a little bit.
Yeah? Okay.
But, you know, I'll get there.
Yeah? Good. Excellent. How have you been?
The use is coming back into my hand.
Yeah?
My legs are okay.
Yeah.
I can
Good.
stand up, as I say, and I can walk a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't gone dancing yet.
Okay.
But that's to come.
I think more strength is necessary.
Yeah.
So you will need to do a little bit more
Yeah.
of exercising.
I've got a gym instructor. He's got lovely legs. Yes.
Oh.
And he gives me exercises to do as well. I feel fantastic. I'm not worried like I was in case it just blew.
Yeah.
But I
not
just
anymore.
feel really well.
Wonderful.
I've got lots of scars, but they'll heal.
Yeah, well, life gives us scars.
I've solved one problem, haven't I? And this other one with a dicky arm and not being able to walk very far is just a minor thing. I'll sort that out. There is no stopping me now.
My biggest fear as a surgeon is that I will fail. But the patient doesn't want for you to suffer with them. Patient comes to you for help. But you can't take the emotional involvement completely out, because what drives you at the end of the day is your emotions.
Finish it, finish it! Is that a penalty? Surely, surely. Surely that's a free kick or something.
It can be a sobering experience when you haven't achieved what you would like to have achieved. I do take it personally, but then remind myself that there are some things that are unachievable. It certainly makes you appreciate life, health, and the time you have with your family.